Sister Spouses Robyn dreaded Meri Brown's unnerving side, clasp. Sister Spouses star, Robyn Brown frequently gets negative criticism, particularly for decisions around her nurturing. While she apparently gets her youngsters far from different earthy colors, certain individuals think it is a control issue. Be that as it may, subsequent to seeing a clasp, different fans accept Robyn dreaded her sister spouse, Meri Brown. It will be challenging to bid farewell. As of late, Sister Spouses shows how Meri Brown is harmed that Robyn Brown is dismissing her endeavors to attempt to get along with Solomon and Ariella. Since they were naturally introduced to the earthy-colored family after Robyn and Kody earthy-colored wedded, Meri brings up she has been essential for their whole lives, which makes it hard to bid farewell. While Meri is starting to see that Robyn isn't direct and frequently turns circumstances for her potential benefit, a few fans believe there's one more side in question. After Meri tells her side, fans see signs that Robyn fears Meri by returning to old footage. Meri Brown was caught off guard by Robyn's response. On Reddit, fans review a scene individuals raised after Paydon Earthy Colored's cases that Meri Brown was oppressive. In the Sister Spouses Season 14 clasp, Meri is taken daydreaming when Robyn and Kody quickly deny her solicitation to take Solomon Brown with her to see Leon Brown. Obviously, she was exceptionally eager to try out the possibility of 4-year-old Soul riding with her to see Leon in Utah. From the outset, Kody laughs like she is kidding, then, at that point, acknowledges she is not kidding around. By then, the tone changes. Robyn is dazed, she says, and afterward delays. So Kody hops in and clarifies he's been needing for Take Soul, however, that up until this point he isn't even all set with even Kody. Then, Robyn piggybacks Kody's redirection saying, he's somewhat been bizarre of late about evening. Meri endeavors to determine each issue that Kody and Robyn raise, and is given a no toward the end. While Kody and Robyn seem to have overwhelming inclinations toward the circumstance, they dance around the basic issues. Apparently, Meri is for the most part resentful about it being a speedy leap to no, without the fact of the matter being said. She acknowledges their response, however, is harmed she isn't being permitted to parent as a sister spouse like they so frequently advanced. At the point when she leaves, she pummels the door. Robyn Brown dreaded Meri Brown's frightening side. While some Redditors think Robyn Brown was a snake all along, others see she was unfortunate of Meri Brown's startling side. Paydon and Michael T. Brown Padron have examined that Meri was supposedly both obnoxiously and truly oppressive during their developing up. A Redditor says, it was widely known Meri was cruel with the children. Not a 7-year-old can be asked and settle on their own, it's a friggin' 4-year-old going alone with the known to be harmful mother. Affirmed by the messes with themselves, assuming that Christine had done this, individuals would be reciting Christine is a defensive mom bear and realizes her children best. However, unfortunately the universally adored crinkled neck beast can't win. Fans add their interpretation of the clasp. Numerous Sister Spouses fans see that remaining the night with Meri earthy colored felt not quite the same as taking Solomon Brown to another state. In like manner, others think it was Robyn shielding Soul from being a pawn in Meri's arrangement. On Reddit, a client brings up, I never faulted Robyn for this. Furthermore, she was essentially needing to involve Soul as a safeguard since Leon wasn't content with her. I would have said no as well. Another fan adds, this entire situation is unpleasant. Like indeed, we can obviously see Robyn didn't need Sister Spouses and what accompanies it, yet additionally, what is Meri's fixation on Robyn's children. It's unpleasant and odd, and how could you believe a 4-year-old kid should go with you on an out-of-state trip? Like, take a few to get back some composure. To be that genuinely moved in light of the fact that you can't spend time with a 4-year-old is dreadful. However, Christine let her like 8-year-old girl stay with Meri, obviously just like one evening, right off the bat in Vegas, so either Meri wasn't generally so harmful as the children say, or Christine was simply not defensive by any means of her children. On TikTok, one client says, I generally concurred with Robyn in this present circumstance. You don't take off to one more state with a baby that isn't yours. Okay with somebody is so very different than taking them over state lines for the time being. Meri Brown was maintaining that should be the parent the show cases. Another Redditor guards Meri Brown, she viewed herself as one of his folks. I don't believe it's unpleasant. My aunties and uncles used to take me and my sibling wherever when we were kids. I deviate. The reason of the entire family was that they were all moms to the children as a whole. Or on the other hand, so they said that was the reason. I believe it's totally fair that Meri would need to take him to see her other youngster and invest energy with him to fabricate a bond.
David Woolley's gnawing occurrence.
Not frightening by any stretch of the
Sister
imagination.
Spouse's fans got to see the video of David Woolley proposing to Christine Earthy-colored Woolley.
In any case, many fans are offering their perspectives about Christine Earthy-colored's significant other, David's gnawing occurrence. Christine Earthy-colored Woolley gets her heartfelt proposition. In the most recent episode of Sister Spouses, David Woolley and Christine Earthy-colored Woolley went on an outing to Moab. While they were there, David got some margin to see about getting married with a beautiful setting behind them. This came only one day after they moved into their new home together. Christine commented, "I'm not moving delayed with David and he's not all things considered. We're finished. We're it for one another. So why wait?" Sweetly, Christine returns to the snapshot of David Woolley's proposition, "So I'm presenting with David and afterward David goes, 'This is my number one spot on the planet, and you're all my number one individual to with.' Proceed, so you know how we discussed getting hitched? Every one of the great times we've had up to this point. Indeed, I might want to wed you." Christine was past prepared to begin her new part around then. Shocked by the occasion, she tosses her things on the ground and says, "I need to wed you too." David Woolley's gnawing episode. Be that as it may, not long before David Woolley and Christine Earthy-colored Woolley moved out of the ATV, a gnawing occurrence happened. As David endeavors to be heartfelt and slide his arm behind Christine in anticipation of the proposition, Truly Brown is in the secondary lounge and inclines forward giving David's hand a fast eat. Stunned, David answers, "Ah, she just tore into me." Christine chortles at David's reaction. On Reddit, a few fans said something regarding Truly's activities. According to Initial, a client, did any other person get that Truly bit David while they were in the next to each other heading to the proposition spot? Moreover, the client says, disclaimer, I realize we have some hypothesis about Truly's expected finding, which I will not get into, and this post isn't a conversation place for that. Then, they add, nonetheless, this youngster needs a few limits, consideration, and discipline. We know from earlier episodes that she is extremely understandable about her sentiments, and I keep thinking about whether Christine simply isn't tuning in. Truly is continually pushing them separated, being absolutely discourteous, and has now spot David, and I'm concerned. Fans weigh in about David Woolley getting touch. Straightforwardly before Truly Earthy-colored piece David Woolley, she was making faces at the camera and putting her tongue out in order to take away some concentration for herself. A few different fans said something regarding her activities. Another analyst adds, gnawing as a youngster isn't ordinary, kids are peculiar conduct. Perhaps on the off chance that she was 4 to 6 years of age, yet she's very old to chomp. No, kids are not odd with the end result of gnawing individuals. Except if they are not being provided appropriate guidance. I was that unusual youngster who did bizarre stuff using cash on hand. I think since I had any real desire for more consideration, since I truly do nothing like that now, except for I wasn't truly doing it in a vindictive manner, simply in a way where somebody could be like, what? While certain fans were worried about contamination from human nibbles, another fan safeguarded, in the event that you observe cautiously, it was anything but a hard chomp. It was lively. It could never have penetrated the skin. David didn't respond in torment. He didn't say, ow. There's no blood. I figure we can quiet down. Is it a limit issue? During the conversation, a few fans felt like David Woolley and Christine Earthy-colored Woolley ought to divert Truly Earthy-colored's ways of behaving. Yet, others think, children will be kids. Moreover, certain individuals perceive ways of behaving vary from one kid to another, and furthermore, they rely upon formative stages. How could you accept she doesn't get limits, consideration, and discipline? Newsflash, kids generally act inadequately now and again. Messes with conduct analyze, clearly act inadequately now and again. I'm thankful my children's most awful minutes weren't on television. Since she chomped somebody. That isn't typical way of behaving. The term typical children's, they are youngsters. Mental health, social turn of events, and so on are incredibly unique. However, they can develop to be the most astonishing grown-ups in time. Clearly, she did. In a real sense, all children act mischievously, even with the best limits, consideration, and discipline. Learning restraint and favorable to social ways of behaving takes time, and longer for some than others. Yet, when children act mischievously, grown-ups ought to step in. Christine didn't, and she likewise didn't when Paydon was hitting his sisters and Robyn's girls. More individuals marvel about Truly's decisions. Better believe it, it was certainly odd. My ASD 6-year-old knows not to chomp. On the off chance that Ariella had done it, PPL would be extremely worked up. Such a lot of this. Ari, and her folks, would get put through the ringer to damnation and back. Yet, one of idiosyncratic young lady's children? Particularly really, who individuals gas up because of reasons I don't have any idea, it's charming and hilarious. She likewise truly runs among Christine and David while they're clasping hands, constraining them separated. Furthermore, these are only the couple of occasions we've seen on camera. The way of behaving is concerning in light of the fact that it resembles she's shouting inside and acting it out. Truly, let go of my mother. She was only a youngster having a great time. She was robbing for the camera in the secondary lounge, making ridiculous appearances. I thought it was entertaining. I don't have the foggiest idea why individuals are so edgy about this. I like her peculiarity. What's more, he didn't shout and squirm excruciatingly when he said it by the same token.